Welcome back to the early 90s, and in this era you'll find yourself being surrounded by pixelated heroes, speedy hedgehogs and pipe-dwelling plumbers. But amidst all the chaos and platforming madness, there's a game that stands out for its quiet depth, both literally and figuratively. I'm of course referring to Ecco the Dolphin. And yeah, on paper, a game about a dolphin might not sound like the most thrilling ride, but trust me, Ecco is one of the most unique and challenging, as well as thought-provoking experiences to ever grace the Sega Mega Drive. It wasn't just a game, it was an adventure that required a lot of patience and a hefty dose of bravery.
You're goddamn right.
Being released in 1992, the original Ecco the Dolphin was a game that surprised everybody. While other games were about fast-paced action, Ecco took a different path. It was all about exploration, atmosphere, and of course survival. But this isn't just a matter of swimming from point A to B. You have to solve environmental puzzles, as well as fending off hostile creatures, all the while keeping track on your air supply. Unlike other games at the time, Ecco forced you to really think about your next move. You're not invincible, and the ocean is far from safe. The level design was complex, full of twists and turns, but more importantly, let's talk about the difficulty. This game was hard, like famously hard. It demanded patience, memorization, and the ability to think 3 steps ahead. The sense of accomplishment when you finally solved a puzzle or defeated a tricky enemy was unparalleled, but it came at the cost of many retries. Now, if you managed to beat Ecco, you wore that achievement like a badge of honour, and believe me, it was one well earned. However, throughout the 90s, Ecco the Dolphin wasn't just a gaming icon, it was a pop culture phenomenon alongside many others. If you were a reader of Sonic the Comic back in the day, especially here in the UK, you'll remember that Ecco was featured in multiple issues, often portrayed as a silent, mysterious hero. And while Ecco didn't reach the same cultural heights as Sonic, eventually a sequel would soon follow.
Nice.
Tides of Time expanded on the mechanics of the original. Ecco now had new abilities, which added a whole new layer of gameplay. The levels were even more complex than ever before, and the game featured these incredible 3D tube sections. But what really stood out in Tides of Time was of course the story and the atmosphere. The game built upon the sci-fi elements of the first title, but this time around it made it very clear that this wasn't just another underwater exploration game. In fact, it was a full-blown cosmic adventure.
Alright! An adventure! Yeah!
As the Ecco series gained a reputation for being brutally difficult, Sega decided to give younger players a more approachable version with Ecco Junior in 1995. The game toned down the difficulty, removing some of the more punishing mechanics, but was more of a laid-back experience compared to its predecessors. While it wasn't as well received by hardcore fans, Ecco Junior served its purpose, and eventually the series lay dormant, until Ecco took that leap into the 3D realm. It was in the year 2000 that Ecco graced the wondrous realm of 3D with Defender of the Future on the Sega Dreamcast, and then eventually on the PlayStation 2. The game itself retained much of the puzzle solving and exploration elements, but it added a third dimension to the mix. Defender of the Future also introduced a much more story-driven game, with Ecco once again trying to save the ocean, but not only from the threats of humanity, but also from the threats of that above. The graphics were stunning for the time, pushing the boundaries of what an underwater game could look like. The water effects, the lighting, and the sheer scope of the environments were breathtaking. And this game took the lore of Ecco even further, with a deep futuristic storyline that blended environmental themes with sci-fi. So what makes the Ecco the Dolphin series so unforgettable? Perhaps it was the challenging gameplay, maybe it was the haunting atmosphere, or was it the sheer uniqueness of playing as a dolphin tasked with saving the world from aliens? Well, in a roundabout way it was all those things and so much more. The Ecco series of games defied expectations, but they also had a heart and soul that set it apart from anything else at the time. Now, the bigger question is, will we see Ecco the Dolphin return to the world of gaming? or will it forever be locked in one of Sega's vaults?
No! God, please, no!
Anyway, come back next time for another What If, but this time around surrounding the legendary Game Boy. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next game.